Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back, another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I here recording Monday, March 24th. Celtics in the middle of their road trip. I was about to say road stand, like home stand, but that doesn't really make sense. How you doing, Sam?
Doing pretty good. Who doesn't love staying up until the wee hours of the morning to watch games against teams that you're not very excited to see the Celtics play? But we're here. As you guys are hearing this, we have watched them play against the Kings in Sacramento. Who knows how that one went? But show should be very exciting because I'm sure we'll have a lot to say about that, even though going into it, it's not exciting. There's probably something exciting to take away from it, just like there was against Portland yesterday. Some good performances there. We'll go through your emails after that, go around the NBA, look at the standings, talk about some Jimmy stuff, talk about the Mavs, because, I mean, why would you not talk about the Mavs? They've just been a dumpster fire. It's too fun to, like, look from afar and laugh. And then it's almost awards season, so we'll take like a little preview look at that. Then we'll do the rat list. Stick around for all of it. It's gonna be a fun show. Full pods are always a good time. You can leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell. We're here every single day. New pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps are up the morning after each game, and other videos are on the channel in between. So you want to be around for all of it.
You say who knows what happened in the Kings Celtics games? Well, we literally do. So let's go talk about that right now.
We don't know yet.
All right. Sam and I are here after the Celtics win over the Kings win, I should say. 113-95 win for the Celtics. Rough start, relatively. Kings pushed out to an early lead, but the Celtics battled all the way back steadily throughout the game. Big second half for the C's, outscored them by, quick math says, 13 in the second half. They outscored them in every quarter, which is not what I expected because the Kings got off to a hot start, but the Celtics battled back by the end of the first, and then it was all Celtics from there on out after a few threes. Had the Kings up by 9 midway through the first quarter. But unfortunately, and I don't even think we should beat around the bush, the story of the game is Jayson Tatum, who sprained his ankle in the third quarter of this game. Went up for a three, took a shot, and made the shot, but Sabonis cut under him a little bit, closed out too harshly, too quickly, too much, got under him. Tatum landed, sprained his ankle, took the free throws, walked out there in case he wanted to come back in the game. Obviously did not come back in the game. Celtics ruled him, quote unquote, doubtful to return due to an ankle sprain. He was never going to come back. But now the discussions for the next X amount of weeks are going to be, how bad's the sprain? What does this look like? What does it mean for the playoffs? And that's unfortunate. I mean, we can share our thoughts on it, but as fun as the game as this was, and we will talk about the actual game, that is the headline. That is what everyone is going to be focusing on.
Not good. Not good. Tatum writhing in pain on the ground, rolling around. He had to do it for Kobe and come back and shoot the free throw, though, as all players do when they get injured. But positively, he did walk to the free throw line. He walked back to the locker room. He wasn't like carried off or anything.
Comfortably, too, it looked like.
He was limping a little bit. He didn't look that
But
great.
it wasn't like completely like down on his knees, like limping. He looked, at least walking out there, he looked like relatively fine.
He looked uncomfortable to me. Walking off.
Obviously he's uncomfortable. I'm just saying he's not walking with like a fucking peg leg out there like a pirate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not limping as bad as a lot of people. He wasn't limping as bad as Kyrie was when he tore his fucking ACL, is all I'm saying.
The bar is the floor, I guess.
No shit, he's not comfortable. I'm just saying it didn't look like he was putting like 1,000,000 pounds of pressure on his other leg.
Anyways, had a field day tweeting about this. Draymond was right. Should have stomped harder, whatever.
No. See, okay, not to cut you off, because I know you're joking. It's not funny. Not even like you're not funny, but it's not funny. It's the worst type of fans. It's not. I don't care. You can think it's funny. I think it's the dumbest shit.
Well, I don't think people being like they should execute. I mean, the thing I sent to the Celtics roundtable.
No, it's not even past that. Everyone on it is like unironically like fucking hating on Sabonis. Are you like stupid? Like, have some like, he didn't fucking mean to do it. Was it a stupid play? Yes. Did he close out too harshly? Yes, absolutely. That's why he got the fucking flagrant. He was over Tatum, like apologizing, like, shit, my bad, I'm sorry. Like, it could happen to any player. The people on Twitter actually hating on Sabonis are the worst type of Celtics fans, the most moronic type of NBA fans. Like, holy shit, just have a little like common sense. Of course he didn't fucking mean to do it. Sorry, I didn't mean to take that out on you because it's not. It's just everything I've seen on Twitter is just like, oh my god, you're like unironically saying what you are clearly saying ironically, but I don't even want to like joke about it because I think it's so fucking stupid.
Draymond was a hero. Just didn't see it. It sucks, man. I'll tell you what, Horford not pleased. He was none too pleased when that happened. You could hear if you go back and if you watch the clip, like a good quality clip where like the broadcast sound is in there, you can hear him being like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?"
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like, I'm not. Oh, you're frozen. I was like, what? That was a weird
undercutting Tatum play.
Yeah, you froze for a sec. Sorry. I started talking and I was like, that's a weird place for him to stop.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. And to be perfectly clear, I'm not like trying to excuse what Sabonis is. It was absolutely a dangerous play. Like, it was like Horford is right to be frustrated with Sabonis. But like, was it a dangerous play? Yes. Did he mean to do it? No, he didn't mean to. Like, no one is out there actively trying to hurt people, unless maybe you're Draymond, which you ironically are joking about. Like, sometimes it happens, but like that is not what Sabonis does.
The stop was in an endle, Jack. He didn't mean it.
Does Sabonis play physical? Yes. Does a guy like Giannis play physical? Yes. But like those types of players are physical players. They're not out there trying to like injure people. Like Sabonis wasn't trying to, karate kid Jayson Tatum for the playoffs as a fucking 10 seed in the Western Conference, right? Like that's
playing
just
the
not,
long game.
That is just not what was going to happen. Does it suck that it happened? Yes. Are people right to be angry, at what Sabonis did? Yes. But sitting there and saying like, oh my God, this guy sucks, and actually like hating on him as a like person or player, like I think that part's stupid, and I think people like don't contextualize stuff in the right way. So it is what it is.
People are right to be mad. They're not right to be like,
right.
I hope he dies or whatever they're saying. You can have fun with it, but just know like it wasn't a flagrant 2. Like the officials looked at it and deemed it was just like a careless basketball play and not like a malicious basketball play. So you have to take that.
It was careless.
Some sort of like grain of salt. Like I think that he was deliberately trying to injure Jayson Tatum? No, I don't. I think it sucks. I think Tatum's gonna miss a little bit of time here. I wouldn't expect Tatum to be back before they come home. I wouldn't expect him to be back for the Heat game. I think ankle sprains are tough, man. We saw Gordon Hayward injure his ankle in the bubble and he missed 3 rounds of the playoffs. So
yeah,
I think the key to handling an injury like this as a fan is to just weather your expectations. Don't go on Google and Google it and then take the best, like go and look for the result that you're looking for and expect that. I'm not saying expect the worst. I just think somewhere in the middle is probably where you're going to be at. I don't think there's any need to rush him back. I'm going to say this. I don't think it was wrong for him to play today. My first knee-jerk reaction when it happened was to be like, this is why you should give a fuck about the people that bought the tickets. But it was just a freak thing. It was not a wear and tear thing. It wasn't like his body was overworked. He just happened to have something happen to him in the game. Again, he was able to walk. Sucked that it happened. We could talk about the rest of the game now. Unfortunate.
Sticking with Tatum quickly here, like the first round of the playoffs starts April 19th. So you have roughly 3 weeks until that starts. Maybe I'm just an optimist. I don't think there's any fucking chance Jayson Tatum does not play in game 1 of the first round. I don't believe it. And listen, could he play hurt? Yeah, absolutely. But based on everything we've seen from Tatum throughout the course of his career, I refuse to believe that he will not play 80% just so he can be on the floor in that first round. I'm not saying that's the right choice, right? Like if you draw like the Heat or the Bulls, maybe you give them a little bit of like, okay, let's see how it is. We'll play like 20 minutes a night, if that, and see if we don't need you, then we'll rest you, right? And you can mess with it that way. It was a bad ankle sprain? Absolutely, right? But it's just the type of player he is, how durable he's been. I don't think, and this is not reporting, obviously, I'm just sharing an opinion. I think he'll play in the playoffs first round. Like, I don't think this is a serious enough injury or will hinder him enough to keep him out that long. And I mean, I'm not going to compare anything that you or I have been through. You've sprained your ankle before, right? I've sprained my ankle. You saw me sprain my ankle like a motherfucker a couple
We
years
sprained
ago.
our ankle in the same gym.
Yes. My ankles are still currently sprained because I never let it heal. There's like big bubbles around my ankles right now because I never let them heal. I sprained my ankle that day, kept playing in the game, and then 4 days later played at a run in like the Sunday after I did it. It was stupid. It hurt like a motherfucker, but I'm saying if I can play there and Jayson Tatum has the best fucking medical team on the planet and is one of the most like, again, it has everything to do with the grade of it, what is happening, but like I just refuse to see a way. I just don't believe it. I refuse to believe that he will not unless they are like, let's give him extra time because we know we can beat the shit out of whoever we play in the first round, which is very likely.
I
I just
agree with that.
I don't believe it, man. Like I don't think this is going to hold him out in the first round. And this is not me trying to like be hopeful and give hope to people listening and whatever. Like I just truly believe like everything we've seen from him, I don't think that is what's gonna happen. I think he'll be fine. Shit, man. I think he could play in a regular season game, which I don't think he should do. Just fucking sit, bro. Just stop. But I don't think it's impossible.
I think for sharing stories, the day I rolled my ankle literally fucking walking and like I missed my step, I played for 2 hours and played fine. I could feel it. And then I was fucked. It took me a while to get back.
Yeah.
So I only say that because I want people to take Tatum walking and shooting the free throw with a grain of salt. Like, I don't think it's healthy for all of you to expect him to play soon. I don't
No.
think you should doom. I don't think you should be like, it's over, it's Jover. I wouldn't go that far. I think you should be cautiously optimistic that he'll be fine for the playoffs.
Now, I will say it's gonna be funny as hell on Wednesday when we get the Tatum is questionable update.
I'm gonna be mad as fuck if he plays on Wednesday, to be honest with you. I'll be really fucking mad.
There is no way he plays on Wednesday. I can see a world where they list him as questionable going in. I think that's the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
But no.
Greeny just
listen,
tweeted, I can't imagine Tatum plays Wednesday. That's a bummer. Tatum versus KD would have been great theater, and it's true. KD's playing really well right now.
Suns just got to win. Devin Booker hit a go-ahead shot with 1 second left, and Brook Lopez missed a turnaround game winner. But yeah, listen, I think Tatum will be fine. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know anything, obviously. I don't know.
We're not doctors.
No, the way he walked out to the free throw line, the way he walked off to the bench, the amount of time till the playoffs. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see him being
the greatest walk ever seen.
Dude, I just think I don't think he was like that. Like he looked fine. Anyways,
We're
the
on
actual
walk
game,
gate.
that happened. Where do you want to start? I mean, it's kind of a mess outside of that.
I gotta pull up the box score. I actually was so unprepared just sitting here.
I have a couple guys that I found the most impressive, so I guess we can start there. I tweeted out mid-game that I was gonna tweet some ignorant shit about Luke Kornet. Luke Kornet's the second best backup center in the NBA, and
behind Hartenstein.
No, behind Naz Reid. They've been running double bigs in OKC.
Okay.
And Horford doesn't count as a backup because he started half the fucking games this year. And on top of that, Tatum and Luke Kornet is the best Celtics lineup on the team. I don't care how you want to fill in the gaps around that. That is literally the best offensive option for the Celtics, bar none. Point blank, period. I don't care who else is on the floor. I don't care who else you want to throw out there in spacing. I don't care if you want to put Jalen out there with Derek and Drew. I don't care if you want to do double bigs. I don't care if it's Peyton. I don't care if it's fucking Drew Peterson. That's the best lineup. Jayson Tatum and Luke Kornet. And it's a product of Jayson Tatum's individual gravity and how good Luke Kornet is as a screener, as a roller, as reading the game. Luke Kornet is fucking incredible.
Is Luke an end of game guy? Is he a closer?
He won't be, but he should be. Because I truly believe Luke Kornet, Jayson Tatum, two-man action is the best offensive option for the Celtics.
I mean, the stats don't lie, right? What is it, like 1.6 3-4 points per possession or something
It's the
crazy
second
on the
best pick and
roll.
roll in the NBA behind Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray.
Yes, that. And
Fucking
Luke
ridiculous.
is he
Shout out the
continues
F5,
to
Owen
be
Phillips.
unbelievably reliable when he's finishing around the rim. 6 of 7 from the field tonight. He's just always prepared to catch and finish really quick. And that's huge when you're the roll man. You mentioned it. He sets really good screens. I mean, you know all about this, Jack. You did the video. You talked to him about this. Like, this is right in your wheelhouse. And watching it unfold has to be like Christmas until, like, you were given Cole with the ankle sprain. But I'm happy to see what he's doing. I think this does, like, put question marks around the offseason. Like, what are you going to do? Like, you kind of have to try and keep him. He's very important to your team. You think about Horford potentially not being here down the line if he retires or whatever. Not saying it's going to be this summer. Kornet is the biggest body you have in terms of strength. Like, if you need somebody to try and defend a Jokic, an Embiid that isn't Al Horford, it's not perfect, but, like, you kind of need that. You don't have anybody else that if you get matched up with those guys in a meaningful game, you can rely on them to go out there and guard him. It's not Kristaps. Kristaps too fragile. Even if you trust his abilities, you can't do a whole series of that.
I was considering how ignorant I wanted to get with what I wanted to say, and I don't think I'm going to say it because I don't believe it. But I thought about it.
Okay.
I thought about. I'll say what I was thinking about, but I didn't say it because I don't mean
Yeah,
it.
you didn't say it.
If it came down to either paying Luke Kornet or trading Kristaps Porzingis, if you had to make the decision, and I think it's crazy because the mismatches Kristaps provides to you, the rim protection. Anyways, just that was.
You're gonna get killed for that. People are not gonna be happy. You might want to bleep that.
That's why I didn't say it.
Yeah, he didn't say it.
That's why I didn't say it. But you know what we do need to say? PrizePicks.
It robbed us again.
So we need to talk about PrizePicks. We did not hit the PrizePicks.
Oh no.
Oliver failed us, unfortunately. Tatum was 1 rebound short of the mark.
No, that was the only thing.
That wasn't the only thing. Sabonis also didn't get what he needed to get to.
Fuck Sabonis.
But we did hit the others, I believe. But regardless, PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action this basketball season. Oliver Fox jumped on with us to run the PrizePicks for this pregame show. Unfortunately, we did lose, so we were down to 0-13 and 2 in our PrizePicks.
Must be a day that ends in Y.
I think I need an ISO next game because you got your ISO when I was there. Oliver got an ISO today. I'll take an ISO next game.
You can have an ISO.
Let's see what I've got. But regardless, PrizePicks is the best place to get real money sports action. Now, the emphasis there being action in our case because it doesn't necessarily lead to results, but it could for you. And you can win up to 1,000 extra money on PrizePicks. It's the best place to get action in more than 30 states: California, Texas, Georgia, Florida, right here in Massachusetts, where the Celtics play as well. PrizePicks also now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this season, which you've benefited from. But like I said, we use PrizePicks every pregame show. It's a good time hanging out with the chat. Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, read your game.
More on Tatum quickly.
Yes, please.
Take it with a grain of salt. Scheierman, talking to Abby in the walk-off, says, I mean, obviously we wanted to rally for him. He's our guy. We think he's going to be okay. So, medical expert Baylor Scheierman says Jayson Tatum will be okay. But I would say the guys on the team have a better feel on this than we do because they were around it and so on. I don't think, again, that doesn't mean he's going to play tomorrow, but those of you that might feel like the season is over, you can maybe exhale.
Yeah, no, like I said, I'm optimistic. Maybe it's, to an extreme extent, but
he seems to be doing okay. He's icing it right now, taking care of it right now. It's Missoula. Take it with the big, like all of the salt. Like so much, you need to have a gallon of water. That much salt.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, man. Luke Kornet, though, to put a bow on it, like obviously saying trade KP so you can keep Luke is taking it a step too far.
And no,
you need to keep
for Tatum.
You need good. You need to keep Luke Kornet. Like he is too important to what you do at a position where you're somewhat fragile. Like, you don't know Al Horford's future with the team because of, his age. You don't know Porzingis' health. Luke Kornet is your best center option outside of that by a mile. Keeping Luke is essential. Pay him the money. Just fucking this is where the line draws. They're not my money for me. Pay Luke Kornet the money. Regardless, though, back to Scheierman.
Speaking of the money, we got a Chisholm family sideline interview for an entire half quarter of this game.
We did.
That was interesting.
They were chatting, man.
Certain individual made her presence known. And we'll leave it at that.
What, his wife? What about
his wife made her presence known in the interview?
She was being interviewed. They were interviewing both of them.
She was prominently featured in that interview. Maybe didn't need to be featured at all.
I don't understand the problem. I'm confused.
I thought she was whacked.
What?
Yeah, I thought she was crazy.
How so?
I don't know, man. Just gave me crazy vibes. It's just what I'll say.
All right. Regardless, Baylor Scheierman, I think outside of Luke Kornet and maybe even ahead of everything, what a fucking game, man. 9 points, 7 rebounds, 2 of them offensive rebounds, 2 steals and assists. The coolest assist you'll ever fucking see. After missing a shot, stole the ball, Derek White style, when the defender or with the offensive player, ball handler wasn't looking, threw a behind the back pass to Peyton Pritchard, who was still under the rim, gave the goggles to the bench, hands over the eyes. Dude, this guy can hoop. Like, this guy's really fucking good. He looks really good right now. It's fun to watch.
See, like, you can think about it like this, right? What if Tatum being out gives you more Scheierman time? Silver lining. By the way, Scheierman has already tweeted.
Yes. Jason Williams. Shout out Jason Williams. Man, very fun. Shout out Jason Williams. Shout out Baylor Scheierman.
Scheierman was really good in this game, though, in all seriousness. Sorry, I didn't mean to just dismiss it like that, because he's been legitimately good now for a week plus. He's looking more comfortable out there. I know Scal talked about it at halftime. Scal, taking credit, as always, said he told Scheierman the game would slow down for him eventually. And Scal says it happened sooner than he thought it would. But Scheierman, as we said on the day that he had the 20-point outburst against Brooklyn, he's doing more than just scoring. And you said it, he went and stole the ball right back from Sacramento for one of his 2 steals in this game after missing a 3, and then set Pritchard up for an easy layup. He had 7 rebounds in this game. He's all over the place. He had an incredible corner crash off of a missed 3 where he just cut right across to the free throw line, secured the rebound. I think he hit Pritchard for an open 3 after that. Like, he is very, very just in tune with what's happening out there. He's seemingly making the right play as many times as possible. I mean, he played 28 minutes in this game. It's clear that he's getting Mazzulla's trust. Granted, Hauser didn't play. He wasn't available tonight. He was never going to play. But for him to be getting that many minutes when we've seen Mazzulla turn to Drew Peterson at other times this year, we've seen him turn to Torrey Craig, we've seen him use Jordan Walsh, and Scheierman has become the leader of that bunch, even though you can look at that bunch and be like, well, Sam, the bar's the floor. He's still separated himself, and he's like doing things with these minutes. He filled up the stat sheet. Him and Tatum were tied for the second most rebounds, or technically it's Porzingis and Luke with 8, and then Scheierman and Tatum with 7 apiece. That's no joke. Really, really good stuff from Scheierman. I think we should all be very impressed with him. This is feeling more and more like it's going to be a Brad hit. And you were correct, Jack. You were very, very right to tie your wagon to that.
Baylor's good, man. He's really good. Outside of that, we didn't talk about how Tatum played. Tatum was really good. 8 of 15, 5 of 9 from 3, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. He was putting on a show in that first half, especially with the Luke Kornet action. Like, they fucking spam that in the first quarter and second quarter. They just went to it over and over again. It looked great. Outside of that, Kristaps, pretty efficient. Drew, pretty efficient. Those guys had relatively underwhelming nights. Derek was fine. 8 assists was great for him. Jalen was fine.
Jalen was not fine. We need to talk about Jalen.
Sure.
I'm starting to get a little worried about Jalen. I don't even know if this is an injury thing. He just looks so fucking whack where he's doing weird things. He turned the ball over 3 times. He didn't take a lot of shots in this game to like his defense. Like, we can't be like, wow, Jalen was just forcing everything. If anything, you could point to Jalen and be like, he kind of read the room today. Like, it was a Tatum night. It was a Pritchard night. He let those guys just kind of do their thing. But at the same time, he didn't really look comfortable with the ball in his hands. He got really upset with one of the officials at one point after he thought he was fouled in the 3 and just completely took himself out of the game. He was yelling at the guy up the court. There was the possession later in the game. He gets hit in the face by Sabonis, goes down. I don't think he came back in the game after this, by the way, but he goes down, takes a while to get up. He makes the trip down the court for the offensive possession. Then they go back on defense, and he straight up runs away from his man in the corner. I don't remember who it was on that play, so I can't tell you like what shot to look up to find the actual possession, but he's covering the man in the strong side corner to the broadcast camera, and then they pass the guy the ball, and Jalen just sprints to the other side of the floor. Like, was his face in so much pain that he didn't want to risk any contact? That's the only thing I can think of. I was like, what is happening with this guy? I got to pull up his like recent stretch of games because it really feels like he hasn't been good. I'm like a little bit. Let's see. Last 10 for Jalen, 39% from the field, 17% from deep for 18.6 points, which is more than I thought he would have. He just really hasn't been good this season. He hasn't been good lately. This is like the opposite you need to see from Jalen. Yeah, last 3, right? OKC on March 12th, 10 points, 33% from the field. Brooklyn, 8 points. Tonight, 9 points. What the fuck is happening?
Game before that in Utah with or against Utah, I should say, with Tatum out, I believe 8 of 20 from the 8 of 20 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3. He had 7 assists though, so he's a little bit better. But
and then it was the Lakers game where he was excellent.
Yeah, just hasn't been good. I mean, he found a little bit in the third quarter, hitting a couple shots in this game. He's just looked off, man. I don't know. I bet the knee is still really bothering him. Like,
why is he playing?
Well, you got to try to get a rhythm eventually. So, like, if it maybe going into this game, he was like, "It's feeling a little better. Let me test it out." And then he tested out, and it was like, "All right, maybe not."
I mean, how many minutes did he end up playing today?
26, 25. Like,
all right, so maybe. I mean, Scheierman played more minutes than he did. So, by the way, Scheierman was in the game for the whole fourth quarter.
Tatum played more minutes than Jalen did, and Jayson left the game in the third quarter. Like, I'm not saying that's definitely what happened, but I think it's very possible. Like, literally today was reevaluation day. It was let's see how we're doing day for Jaylen Brown.
I feel like that kind of thing typically happens like at shoot around. They don't say go out there and play.
But what I'm saying is maybe they did the reevaluation. He's like, yeah, okay, you know what? Let's try it. Yeah, I'm down. And then didn't fucking work, right? I'm just saying anything's possible. That doesn't like change the fact that he's been bad, right? He's been bad, and they need him to be better. It's been a weird year for Jalen, for sure. It feels like he's sort of getting lost within the flow of the offense. Maybe that him not playing the entire first quarter thing has hurt a little bit, which I'm not saying like blame Joe for everything, but it could affect it. But we'll see. Something to monitor for sure. Peyton Pritchard, awesome. 8 of 18, 5 of 13. Shout out, hit a buzzer beater. I don't know how much there's to say outside of this dude was great. And then the bench guys got in. Is there anything else we missed in this game? I think we covered most of the big stuff.
So we had garbage time in this game for like the last 5 minutes, but the last TV break, you had Eddie House just start. This was a great Eddie House game, by the way, because they come back from halftime, and Eddie House and Drew are just talking about sushi, and Eddie House sounds like he's never, like this is the first time he's ever heard about sushi. He's like in Disney.
Did I just try raw fish for the first time?
Yes, like that. He was like so like infatuated with what he'd just seen. And then the final break of this game, it's just him telling Drew, he's like, yeah, I love coming out here. Like my favorite pizza place is here. And I went there today, and I got to tell you, name drops the place. And it's just like, it fucking sucked. Like awful. He used garbage time to trash this pizza place. When they get Eddie House to leave his living room, he's fucking fantastic. Like Scal, you better start getting your reps in, buddy. Hit the gym or something because you got to get better. If I was NBC Sports Boston, Eddie House, want to do, I'd replace Scal in a heartbeat.
Eddie House is good. I like Eddie a lot. I think that's all I got, though. I think we touched on most of the major points.
Want to
good
know
win.
when Bill Chisholm is there?
Want to know
What we know?
Also, Bill Chisholm has never owned the Celtics for a game that Jayson Tatum hasn't gotten hurt. So,
Yeah.
or that's not true. No, he bought the team before the Blazers game, so I guess Tatum was fine at that one. Regardless,
50% injury rate for Tatum and Chisholm games.
Not great so far. Regardless, let's throw it over to the rest of the show. All right, let's check in with your guys' emails. A reminder, as always, you guys can email us at hbtcpod@gmail.com. That's hbtcpod@gmail.com. We have a few emails to go over today from a few different people. So let's jump right over to that. First email we got is from, my computer's taking its sweet time today.
It happens.
Let's see. We've got RJ says, Ratless, nicknames and tax penalties. Afternoon, folks. Nice win in Utah on Friday night. Good to see KP look smooth along with D. White and Drew getting their defensive grooves back. Quick note, if the Cavs collapse in the late going, bonus, but I hope the Celtics just stay locked into their health and teamwork, control the things they can control, essentially. With regard to the news of the sale, Billy Billions seems to be saying all the right things so far. The proof will be his actions. I will disagree that the silly nickname Drew tossed on Friday, calling him Billy Banners when transfer ownership hasn't been finalized, is ludicrous to the level of Harold Miner being dubbed Baby Jordan. As to tax penalties, I wish people would stop lumping them under payroll, quote unquote, that carries the connotation of it being either the player's responsibility or a benefit that they receive when it's neither. The first and second April payouts under the CBA come out of the pockets of ownership, go to league, and are distributed to the other qualifying owners. The players don't see that money fall. If owners don't want to pay those assessments, hi Dallas, or if they're stuck with a boat anchor of a contract, I'm looking at you, Phoenix. That's on ownership, not the players. Be well, RJ. Yes.
I love the Billy Billions nickname. That's fire. I'm going to use it anytime I write about him, RJ. Thank you for that. It just made me laugh in a way I did not expect to laugh. But I mean, all this tax stuff is just very scary, right? We've talked about it a lot leading up to the ownership change. We've talked about it in relation to other teams in the NBA. You mentioned a couple of them. And it's really putting a like boa constrictor type hold on franchises. Like these teams are a mess and they don't really have a way out. It's kind of scary and you don't want to see the Celtics become that, but at the same time it's weird because they don't need to make moves to get new players. They already have the players. The issue they have is to keep the players. And that is where, what Wick had to say the other day comes into play where you're thinking about, is it worth it? Is it worth the penalties? Because it does hinder your ability in the future to fill out your roster with players who are cheaper, but could be hits like Scheierman first round pick. He's not quite there yet, but you're starting to see like little glimpses of like, oh shit, like this would be sick if he's making all these shots in a game. Or even the Portland game, he only had like 6 points, but had a really good, like well-rounded performance. Had a couple nice assists, like listening on the radio yesterday because I didn't get to watch it in person. Shout out Sean Grandy and Max. Excellent work from the fellas there. Just hearing him like kind of keep everything connected, like that's what they need, and it's going to be important.
Yeah, definitely. CBA, it gets you. It'll get you, but that's what was voted in, and that's what's going to happen. So, next one, Lawson, Banner 2. G'day, mates. As I'm writing this, Justin Turpin led Illawarra. I said that
Justin
right,
Tatum. Don't give Turp that much credit.
Oh, did I say Turpin?
Justin
Tatum.
Yes.
Justin Tatum led Illawarra Hawks. Are currently celebrating winning the NBL championship and will raise the elusive banner, second banner, excuse me. The series went to a 5th game, NBL's best of 5, where the Hawks destroyed Melbourne United, capping off an outstanding year for our Hawkies. Matthew Dellavedova won Finals MVP on the losing side, and with the true act of sportsmanship, gave the MVP plaque to Hickey from the Hawks. Justin also said post-game that Jason called in the morning of the game and said the Boston Celtics will be watching the game together. As a huge Celtics and Hawks fans, that was pretty awesome tidbit. Cheers, fellas. Love what you do. Lawson. Thanks, Lawson.
Thanks, Lawson.
Did you hear this Dellavedova thing? Did you see it?
I saw the clip. Pretty cool. I don't know how I feel about the guy in the losing team getting Finals MVP because
because the way they do voting is whack. I saw this on Twitter.
This.
They vote game to game. They don't vote after the series.
Huh.
And so like they do game 1. Okay, this is my number 1, 2, 3. And then they get like 3, 2, 1 points or something or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so there's like a panel of 6 voters that each submit their votes for every single game. And so everybody in the comments was probably like, yeah, Dellavedova probably was like too far ahead of anybody else going into game 5 for anyone else to get it. And so he ended up winning it. Because like if they had won, Dellavedova still probably would have won because he was already winning the points through the first 4 games. I think it's a stupid way to do it though, because I think that defeats the purpose of getting the whole grasp of the series.
I kind of think it's fun, even though I think it is flawed. I wonder how many, not even like going back super far, but like thinking about like the conference finals last year, if we had votes every single game of like who's the MVP of the series. I feel like Drew might get it. There are a couple Drew games in there where we were like, holy shit, what a game from Drew. That's an interesting way that they do it there. I think the finals probably stays the same because we really didn't feel great about Tatum until that last game. Like he was like on and off, good, bad, like not really going to the Tatum level we expected, but there was a lot to it. But congrats to you, Lawson. You are just a certified winner. We love that.
Shout out.
That's what we're all about here is winning on it. How about them Celtics?
Shout out Lawson. Mark Connolly says Al Horford, if Al retires after a second championship as is expected, can any of his $10 million go to Luke K or no because of second apron? Any bird rights on Luke? Mark Connolly, no bird rights. He's just going to be an unrestricted free agent. Like you can't directly transfer Al's $10 million to Luke, but you can use like say, okay, we were just paying Al this money. Let's just pay Luke and we'll eat that bullet anyways. Cause like this is not going to change whether or not they have to trade one of their big contracts. Like paying Luke and not paying Al or vice versa or whatever it is not going to change the fact that they'll probably have to trade one of their top guys. And so if you want to keep Luke around, if Horford does retire, you pay him and that's fine. But you can't like directly give his money to Luke. That's just not how contracts work, unfortunately. Cool, be cool though. Would be nice.
We also Horford is like the toughest person ever to read because I think last year we were all like, yeah, if they win, he's done. Until the playoffs came around, and we were like, oh, maybe he's not done. Like, guy's playing out of his mind. And we've had games this year where we've watched Horford play, and you're just like, holy shit, like this guy is 38. And he's just still going to show up and give you buckets some days and defend out of his mind other days. And he's still got it. Like, I feel like Horford almost falls into the school of thought of like Tom Brady, where Brady was talking about this all leading up to his retirement, where he was like, listen, if I think I can still play, I'm going to play. I don't want to retire early. If I feel good, I'm going to play. I like to play. And Jay King did that whole piece about Horford over the summer. If you haven't read it, go read it. If you're interested in that retirement angle, just about how Horford keeps him in shape. He's worked with some of Tom Brady's people, learning about keeping his muscles fresh, stretching, eating right, rest, all those things. It's a very interesting read. Shout out to Jay King. Always does really cool work.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea what Al is going to do. But I guess we'll see. Last email we have from Philip. Undercover footage of a player meeting. Fellas, I was able to get a hold of this incredibly rare footage of a players only meeting. I think you'll find it shocking. Scroll down after you watch it. It is 3 minutes and you will need audio. All right. Is this sarcasm? Oh. Wait. Did you just lie to us to get us to like click on this? Peyton Pritchard song.
Yes.
Peyton Pritchard song. Wait, were you just lying about what it was in the email to like surprise us?
Yes,
Like,
he definitely was.
All right, let's listen to the Peyton Pritchard song. We've got audio. We're all set.
Welcome to Underestimated Basketball Players Anonymous, and understand that Derek has brought a colleague of his. And as always, first-time attendees must introduce themselves. First names only.
My name is Peyton. I ain't paid a ton, but pay attention. I'm in ascension. My story begun up there in Oregon. B-ball champion, pretty big 4'6'1". Some calling me spicy or maybe fast BB. A storm raining 3. Adjust your strategy. Opportunity, that's my only need. The liability, taking that personally. Laid back. I don't fold, I don't fade. Logo range, yeah, that's my trade. Test me once, won't test again. Now they know I am him, like me, not ain't none. Warrior like an ancient hunt, arm like a sniper gun, shots like a bomb and run, driving like Formula One, 741 suspension, got them bigs on stun. Go ahead, shot, we won. Dallas got me on feed, gym living like bird on seed, dribbling till fingers bleed, gym rat of a different breed. Defense is throwing me zone, beeline and I hit cyclone, swerving round traffic cone, protect they lead is blown. I don't fold, I don't fade, logo range, yeah, that's my trade. Test me once, won't test again. Now they know I am him. Stop framing, my range is deep. Step past half, yeah, that's my seat. Think I won't pull, man, don't sleep. Neck go swish, crowd on feet. Ain't no fear, ain't no doubt. Spot me open, lights go out. Shot so pure, let them scout. Hand in my face, still catch no drought. Fast like lightning, sharp like steel. Heart so big, you know it's real. Underdog, but I own the field. When they cap, it's a cap I peel. Clock runs low, I don't freeze. Catch the pass, trigger squeeze. Deep like ocean, tough like seas. Shift so fast, you on skis. I don't fold, I don't fade. Logo range, yeah, that's my trade. Test me once, won't test again. Now they know I am him. Once again on the street, got them vexed, so to speak. Crossover, ankles weak, step back three, pure technique. Trap me high, cut and slice through that lane like skates on ice. Floated up, yeah, that's precise. Try to stop me, you rolling dice. Driving hard on breakaway, like drag racing on parquet. Defense reach, I make them pay. Fake the pass and fade away. Haters better check the score. I'm legend in Westland lore. State titles I count them for. One O'Brien now for more. I don't fold, I don't fade. Logo range, yeah, that's my trade. Test me once, won't test again. Now they know I am him.
Hell yeah. I miss the songs, man. I miss the songs.
Phil does not miss.
Shout out.
Plain and simple. Good song. I like how you had like a feature. I guess if there was a second rapper that came in the middle
Was
of the
there?
song. Yeah, the one of the verses just went super fast. Sounded like it was like a different person.
That's fun. Shout out, Philip. Thank you, Philip. That was great. We appreciate you very much. All right. Let's move on to the NBA section. But before we do that, I need to tell you guys about Gametime. Gametime is the best place for all your ticketing needs this baseball season, this basketball season down the stretch right here as well. So make sure to check it out. Last night with Bobby K, we looked at Fenway for the opening night. So we'll switch it up today. Let's check something else out. What do we want to see? What should we take a look at? What's coming to town soon? AC/DC. They're going to be at Gillette. My roommate's a huge AC/DC fan. I think he's going to end up going here. Actually, I don't think he got tickets to this one. I think he might go to another city to see AC/DC because he's just a huge fan. So as you see here, the best part about Gametime, in my opinion at least, is that you can click on any potential seat and see what your view will be from that seat for the concert, for the event that you are going to see. So AC/DC at Gillette, you can see exactly what it'll look like from that seat. The star right here tells you that you are getting a great deal. This highlighted star tells you are getting a super deal. It even says top 1% value when you hover over it. And then the fire up here is the cheapest deal in the stadium. You can toggle on and off whether or not you want to include fees when you're looking at prices, so you're not surprised with any hidden fees at the end of your checkout process. You get the lowest price guarantee that comes with Gametime, or Gametime will credit you 110% of the difference. It's covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime Picks. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. Download Gametime today. What time is it? Gametime. All right. Let's now check out the NBA standings, see what's going on around the league, see where the Celtics stand. Obviously, it's probably not going to be much different. They're still in second place. I'll spoil it for you right there. The Cavs are still in first. Knicks are still in third, but we can take a look at the rest of the East and the Western Conference. Cavs are still, excuse me, not on the slide anymore, I should say. They won their last game, but they are 6-4 in their last 10. Celtics are 9-1 in their last 10, and the Celtics have won 5 in a row, so they're doing their best to catch the Cavs, even though I still don't think it'll happen. Knicks are only 3 games ahead of the Pacers, but they're doing their best to hold down the fort. The entire Eastern Conference top 10 has actually won their last game, which is crazy. Bucks are 1 game behind the Pacers. Pistons are 1 game behind the Bucks. You got the Hawks, Magic, Bulls, Heat in that play-in tournament. The Heat have finally won a game after losing, I think, 10 in a row. It got to Raptors, Nets, Sixers, and Hornets and Wizards have both officially been eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah, rip to the Hornets. Hornets have joined the graveyard since the last time we did a podcast. Their season is officially over. They have nothing to do except lose on purpose as the final, however many games will they have? 11 left total. It's going to be a real dumpster fire of a watch. 2 of those games will be at TD Garden against the Celtics. So maybe you'll get a free couple of wins if you're Boston at the end of the season. I do not envy those who paid money to be at those games. You're probably not going to see anybody you wanted to see on either side. Looking at the rest of the standings, yeah, Cleveland losing that top seed to Boston is just not likely. They will have the tiebreaker if they end up with the same record. So the Celtics actually have to eclipse them by 6 games in the last 11 left. It's probably not going to happen. Just going through looking at this now, I think we should all be paying a little bit more attention to that 4, 5, 6, just because if you think about this, if you're Boston, you do not want to let's not pretend like they would be a major threat, but have the possibility of having to play Giannis in a second round series if they somehow fall to 6. I'm rooting for the Pistons. I like the Pistons. I think the Pistons' best path through the first round is, well, actually, that's not completely true. I think they can compete with the Knicks. I think they can compete with any of these teams. But keeping Milwaukee on Cleveland's side of the bracket not only helps the Celtics in the sense that they don't have to see Giannis, but it makes Cleveland have to. That's a lot of wear and tear that goes into playing against that guy who plays like a fullback and is just an absolute behemoth going to the rim. Who knows? Maybe Milwaukee can get a little hot. They haven't been fantastic here over the last 10. Their supporting cast isn't as good as it once was, but Giannis is Giannis, and he's the most menacing of the 4, 5, 6 top guys for sure. Looking into the play-in, we've talked about it quite a bit. A lot of these teams are a joke, not been very good. Atlanta putting together some decent basketball, as is Chicago. Chicago has won 7 of 10. Of those 10 games, they haven't really played anybody. They beat the Pacers once. They also beat Miami, Orlando, Brooklyn, Utah, Sacramento, and then they beat the Lakers by 1 billion on Saturday night. And Giddey almost had a quadruple double. And Giddey has been playing really, really good basketball over the second half of the season. I don't think the Celtics should fear them. The Celtics, in all likelihood, will not see them because in order for any of these 4 teams to play the Celtics, they have to slide into 7 and 8. The only team that Boston can, the winner of the 7-8 game is going to play the 2 seed. That is it. If you're 9 and 10, you cannot play the 2 seed no matter what. If you're still confused about how the plan works, that's your explainer.
Indeed. Yeah, the Bulls have been really good. Last 15 games, Kobe White's averaging 26.5, 4.5, and 4 assists and 49, 34 shooting. Last 10 games, he's even better. Last 10 games, he's averaging almost 30 points with 4.5 and 4. Josh Giddey's last 10 games, he's averaged a triple-double pretty much, which is crazy. He's averaged 22 in his last 10 games because he hasn't played in the sub. He's averaging 22, 9.9 rebounds, 9.6 assists, and 1.8 steals and 0.8 blocks. So he's been pretty incredible. Big part of it, Kevin Huerter has turned his season around as well. He's shooting 38% from 3 on 8 attempts a game over his last 15 or 13, I suppose, here. Trey Jones has been like a revelation for them. He's been incredible shooting the ball in low volume and also just one of their better playmakers they've had on the floor as well, which is great for them. Vucevic is fine. Monas Bazelis just had a 30 ball the other night. He's fun. They got Ayo Dosunmu. Like they're just putting together good performances from players who weren't expected to be very good. Like Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and Zach Collins have come to Chicago and put together seasons they weren't able to put together in their other places. And it is funny and I guess unfortunate because you got all those guys playing really well, and then Patrick Williams still can't figure out how to be a confident NBA player. So that pick is looking worse and worse by the day. Unfortunate for them.
Did the Bulls win all their trades? Every
Did the
single
Bulls
one.
win all their trades?
The Caruso swap.
Honestly,
the
Caruso
package
swap
for
is
Levine.
looking significantly better now. The package for Levine is looking significantly better now. The Bulls trade is looking, what was the other trade? No, because Zach Collins, Kevin Huerter, and Trey Jones came over in
Yep.
the same trade, so that'd be the same trade. I don't think they won it because they forced themselves and backed themselves into a corner, but it's definitely looking a lot better than what it looked like beforehand. So I'll give them that credit.
The
They
angle we took
made the most out of it.
to discuss that trade was, hey, they finally picked a direction. They're gonna tank, and then they've started winning games again. they just cannot get out of this play-in. This should be the Jerry Reinsdorf Chicago Bulls NBA play-in, or you name it after LeBron. Either way, because those are the two goats of this. The Bulls haven't had play-in success, but you bet your ass every year they're going to be there.
They'll be the Hawks too. Hawks have been a staple of the play for
Yes.
the last little bit. Shout out to the Bulls though, man. They've got players that are playing well, and I mean Kenny Beecham, who's like the most famous Bulls fan on Twitter, has been like the Bulls have been a fun team for like a week, and he keeps updating like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like they've just been a fun basketball team, and that's not something that they've been able to say over there in Chicago for a little while now. So good for them, man. Now they just gotta not draft Patrick Williams this year. Please God, don't draft another Patrick Williams. Western Conference, Oklahoma City Thunder up top. We don't care about that anymore though, because they're just gonna win the conference. Rockets, Nuggets, Lakers, Grizzlies, Warriors. That's the race that everyone cares about. Rockets are a game up on the Nuggets. Lakers are a game behind the Nuggets. Grizzlies are half a game behind the Lakers, and the Warriors are 2 games back at the Grizzlies, excuse me. But then you still got the Timberwolves and Clippers in that mix. The Clippers are only 1 game out of the 6th seed. Minnesota's half a game out on the 6th seed and half a game up on the 8th seed. So that top 8, anybody could get into the top 6 and fall, or also fall into the play-in, which is interesting, especially considering the Grizzlies haven't been very good as of late. Neither have the Nuggets or the Lakers. So anybody could fall out at this point, and nothing's a guarantee. Kings, Suns, Mavs, and really the Blazers and the Spurs are all trying to fight for that 9-10 or getting out / into the play. And the Suns have finally figured something out. They're 6-4 in their last 10. They've won 3 in a row. This looks like they're finally trying to get the play in, but Mavericks also won their last game. The Spurs have won 3 in a row. Who knows what's going to happen? Then the Pelicans and the Jazz are at the bottom.
The Western Conference is just such a mess. They can't pick a direction. The last time, I think last week when we looked at this, we were like, man, all these teams have been unbelievable. 2 through 7 just can't lose. Now all of a sudden they all want to lose. Well, not all of them, but a vast majority of the top 10 have decided to start losing games all of a sudden. You have no idea where any of these teams are going to end up. You don't really know what to look at in terms of potential playoff matchups because 2 through, we'll say 5 can easily slide. And then you can look at 4 through 8 all potentially being able to slide a little bit too. It's going to be a dogfight till the end. Who knows? Like, if you're these top 2 teams, especially OKC, who's locked in, Houston's not locked in yet, but they've been playing really well as of late, who you even want to match up with them in the first round. Seeding feels like it doesn't matter here because you're just thinking about matchups. Feels like a lot of these teams are very level in terms of their talent, in terms of their pedigree, like who you can depend on in a playoff series. But if you look at it from like a Denver perspective, do you want to get matched up with Minnesota? Probably not, right? Minnesota just beat them last year. Like they've played Denver really well. On the other hand, like if you're the Lakers, you're thinking about teams that you don't want to play or do want to play. And maybe you don't really want to run into the Warriors because they've been so hot. I don't know. The Lakers have been a roller coaster. I mean, LeBron was hurt. Don't get me wrong. He's been hurt. But it shows you how much they need him and that they aren't a complete team after he just retires and they're with Luka. Because even in that Celtics game when they were at the Garden, you could see how different it was when LeBron was on the bench and it was Luka out there. Luka was getting flustered by everything. He was having trouble being like the sole guy on that Lakers team. I don't think they have enough great supporting pieces. Not to say somebody like Reeves hasn't been playing well, but like beyond that, it gets worse.
Yeah, they didn't get Luka with the hopes of competing this year, though. I think that's all come as a bonus for them. They got Luka for the future.
Correct.
Plenty of time to figure it out. But have you seen all the discussions Reeves has sparked on social media? Maybe it's mostly TikTok. So maybe you haven't seen
the
it.
Trolling. Like who's
no,
the best third dude. In the
Yeah.
league.
I
Well,
don't
then
think it's trolling. I
Russillo,
think they're serious.
Russillo had like the best troll post. He just like went on Twitter and tweeted, "Who's the best seventh option in the
I
NBA?"
saw that.
And he
I
started
saw
getting
that.
like mad replies and everything. I think the third person conversation is valid because I think it does separate a team like Phoenix from a team like the Lakers or the Celtics, where you look at their roster and who you can depend on down the line. And a lot of these teams have a lot more solid guys than the pretenders do, right?
Indeed, definitely. Anyways, next NBA thing. Jimmy Butler is finally making his return to Miami. He had a few fun quotes about it. One of the things that came out is he's going to stay in a different hotel from the Warriors in Miami, and it's this whole thing like that's what he did in Miami. And basically, it's just he will not stay at the motel during the Warriors' 4-day stop in Miami this week, in a rare in-season chance for him to spend extended time away from the arena with his 3 young children who still live there. So he's staying somewhere with more space and privacy. That's why he zipped out of the arena right after the Brooklyn game. The Warriors were about to start a 2-week homestand, and he wanted his children around while adjusting to the new city. So he needed to get to Miami to travel with them to San Francisco. I pulled Steve aside and said, "Steve, I'm going to fly home and grab my kids," Butler called. He said, "Oh, okay, yeah, see you back in the Bay." Like nothing else, nothing. So basically just like, yeah, I would have gotten shit for that in Miami. Whatever. How it was okay in Miami at the start and then not towards the end. Some other quotes. He said, "Yeah, I was traded from there, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it didn't end the way that people wanted, yada, yada, yada. But that's so far behind me now. I don't even think about it. I don't pay attention to nothing except for the trajectory of this squad. Not really, don't make no difference. I'm a member of the Golden State Warriors. I love that fan base. They showed me a lot of love while I was there, but I'm there. I'm here to win now. I'm there to win now, as in like I'm going there to win with my team. I'm on the opposing team." And then he was asked about what he's thought of his stint, like successful wise, with the Miami. He said, "We were all right. We didn't win nothing like we were supposed to. So I don't know. We made some cool runs. We had some fun. I think that's all we did."
They overachieved for sure. I think that's underselling it. I think the Jimmy, I mean, they didn't win a championship, and I think you could look at it that way, but I don't think there was ever a season where you went into it being like, damn, Miami doesn't win this year. It's a disappointment. It was never that. It was like, wait, these guys are still competing? How are they in the conference finals again? Like, that had a lot to do with Jimmy, had a lot to do with the example he set for his teammates on the court and the work ethic and all that kind of stuff. The stuff you hear come out from Minnesota, he like spun that into a positive with Miami. It became heat culture. He talked about heat culture too. I saw it on Twitter today, and he was more or less saying, I think it's a valid thing. I think we talk about it too much. More has to go with like the great people that they have working there and playing there, and the work ethic that those people have. And it's very true. Like Miami was a barnacle that would not go away when he was there. No matter how badly they finished, if they were in the play-in, I was clowning the play-in in 2023. I was like, I don't know how the fuck they have this. This is so stupid. All these teams suck. They just all compete to get bounced to the first round. Then 2 of them make the conference finals. One of them beats the Celtics. It was a disaster. But I'm very interested to see how that Jimmy return goes. I'm sure they'll boo him. I don't blame the fans for booing him on like the return. He was shooting his way out the door. But if you went back and you like relived that saga, we were talking about it every week at the beginning of the season, and you really didn't know who to side with. It was like, damn, Jimmy's being a diva, but wow, Pat Riley's really being a prick to him at the same time. So I guess I'd imagine the fans will have a blended reaction towards Jimmy, which I mean, I think he deserves love there. I think he was an incredible,
Yeah, I was gonna say
one of the
I think
best
most
players they've ever had.
Yeah, I think most will show him love, if I had to guess, but I suppose we'll see. I don't know why the standings are still on the screen. We've been talking about Jimmy for the past 5 minutes. My bad. Mavs. The Mavs have. You go ahead. You put this here. I'll let you talk about it.
So in the last few pods, Jack and I have been dissecting this Mavs roster, cap space, injuries saga, where if you go on Twitter and you search Mavs, you'll probably see videos of them warming up for a pregame in the shoot around, and there's like 7 guys in Mavs warmups shooting jump shots as probably Kendrick plays in the arena during the warmups. And they're coming to a real point where they have so many guys who are injured. They have guys who are on 10-day contracts, and they don't have the cap space to keep bringing in more people to just bring bodies in, as if this is the COVID season, right? Where, I mean, Joe Johnson and CJ Miles were on the Celtics for a week because they just needed people with COVID. The Mavs are dealing with that in 2025. and they're strapped kind of to tie it back to RJ's email with the luxury tax restrictions and the CBA restrictions where they cannot continue to spend money. And apparently, according to Brian Windhorst, the Mavericks have asked the NBA for relief, and the NBA was like, no. So Wendy says, from what I understand, the Mavs have asked the league for salary cap relief, and the league to this point has not offered them relief. So that tells me that Adam Silver and the boys are sitting in the conference room, sitting back and watching all this unfold like the rest of us. They're like, what's going to happen? Are they going to have to forfeit a game? Are they going to have to? They're going to have to play with 5 guys for 48 minutes? How is this going to go down?
That's funny. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go down. Shit. I can't wait to find out though. I can't wait.
That's Adam. Like, you could put that on a quote card with Adam Silver. Can't wait to see how it's gonna go down. I want to see it.
Shit,
Adam
I
Silver.
hope so. Last thing, defensive player of the year race has gotten interesting since Wemby has gone down with his injury. Everyone was like, oh, it's Evan Mobley, or oh, it's Jaren Jackson. And now it's like, oh, maybe it's Draymond Green, who has put himself in the defensive player of the year race a little bit. So the question is, Sam, if you had to vote, who would you vote for defensive player of the year?
That's a bad question for me. This is like the worst thing you could have me vote on. I would probably do the square vote. I'd probably just vote for whoever the betting favorite is. I don't pay attention enough to the rest of the NBA to give you a real, like, honest answer. I probably would vote Mobley.
Okay. I see. I think Draymond would be a deserving guy. He only has one, and not that that should be taken into account for voting, but anyone who's like, oh my God, I'd give it to this guy again, like, he only has one. He has one.
I actually rescind that. I would vote for Anthony Davis because I felt really bad for him when he went on and talked to Shams and cried that Wemby was only going to get defensive player of the year because the media was pushing for it. And, you know, now that Wemby's out of the picture, Anthony Davis deserves a shake.
Okay, now let me ask you a serious question. Dyson Daniels.
That's a good one.
Thoughts?
Oh, I thought there was more to that.
No.
Dyson Daniels' thoughts. Okay.
Dyson Daniels' thoughts.
Dyson Daniels is one I can't believe I forgot about. I can't believe people aren't talking about him more, to be honest with you. He's come to the Hawks this year and has been, like, historically good. I always see stuff pop up on my timeline about him setting steals records for does he have the all-time steals record for the Atlanta Hawks? He's just getting an unimaginable amount of deflections, disrupting plays, forcing turnovers. He's been unbelievable this year. Nobody would have expected this out of him. And he's been a big reason why, when they were healthy, Atlanta was causing problems for the Celtics. Like, everyone remembers they lost that NBA Cup game at TD Garden to Atlanta. And he had a major game. He had a lot of points, a lot of steals. Go ahead.
He needs 11 more to break Mookie Blaylock's record.
For Atlanta.
Yes, Atlanta.
Okay. Who has the most all time? Can you look?
I assume it's Stockton.
Oh, in a single season, yeah.
It's Albert Robinson. Excuse me. Alvin Robertson. I flipped the two names.
Okay.
And he has 301 in a single season, which Daniels is not going to break at 202 right now.
Big couple weeks for Dyson.
Well, I think the biggest problem people have with Dyson Daniels is that the Hawks aren't really a good defensive team. So everyone's like, yeah, I don't know. The Spurs aren't a good defensive team. Like the
Cavs
Spurs
aren't either. We were talking about this earlier.
Well, but like the levels of this, the Cavs are 8th, so they're a good defensive team.
Okay.
The Hawks are 17th, so they're a mid-defensive team. The Spurs have the 25th best defense. Like, if we were gonna feel comfortable giving the award to Wemby, people should feel comfortable giving the award to Dyson Daniels. So Wemby was averaging, before he got hurt, 3.8 blocks, 1.1 steals. Daniels is averaging 3.1 steals and 0.7 blocks. Listen, man, I think he's a fair candidate. I think Draymond's fine. I think Triple J or Evan Mobley is fine. I tweeted out 3 guys who I've seen get like very little recognition, who I think would also be fine candidates because they're on top 5 defensive teams. Derek White, he's not going to win it, but I think he should be, in the mix a little bit. I think Zubac has been fucking awesome for the Clippers defense this year that has been leading them. And then Amen Thompson. I know he's a sophomore, but shit, man, that Rockets defense is awesome and he's sick. Amen Thompson rocks. And then I think Jalen Williams or somebody from that, maybe Lou Dort, somebody from that Thunder team should, like, they have the best defense we've seen. Like,
Asar has been great for Detroit too. Both
Yeah.
Thompson twins.
Yeah, Detroit's the 10th best defense, so they're good. But like the Thunder's defense at 106.2 defensive rating. That is the best defense since when? Let me see. I'll do a quick look back. It's the best. I'm 2 years back, and it's the best by far. 3 years back. So 3 years back in 21-22, when the Celtics had the defense, it was 106.2. And now in a year, it's the same. Excuse me, it's the same as they were there. And think about how many more threes are taken now. Whatever, like. Somebody from the Thunder team should be in the mix. It's just they play with such a collective that it's harder. So I don't know who'll win it, but it'll be interesting to see where the people vote. It's probably just going to be Mobley, but Draymond actually might get a little pushier with how good the Warriors have been. So we'll see.
We talked about this a little bit before we started. I like Draymond. Even though Draymond's like a big heel, likes to stomp on people, kick them in the nuts, talks a lot of trash. I like him. I'll root for him. If he wins Defensive Player of the Year, I'm not going to be
fine with it.
Probably get a nice like speech. Like a fuck you speech from Draymond where he's like, you guys all thought I was washed. Well, I'm here.
We'll see.
Awesome.
All right, Sam, Rat List, what do you have?
Rat List is rumors. So I had sneaked this onto the sheet after we started because I had forgotten about seeing it yesterday. But it's fine. It probably fits more on the Rat List. Are you just looking now? I saw your eyebrows go up. So I was said this on Twitter yesterday. There have been significant rumors that Jaime Jaquez Jr. has been involved with Eric Spoelstra's ex-wife. So this Twitter post from Hater Report, very credible source, so you have to take this all with a grain of salt. It is all rumors. Did a scroll of Jaime Jaquez's Instagram feed, and Spoelstra's ex-wife has liked every single one of these pictures from Jaime Jaquez, right? And then there is this massive summary of somebody who's been like just kind of snooping on this, keeping tabs on it. Starts off saying how they noticed how many liked posts Spoelstra's ex-wife had on his Instagram. Goes on to say Jaquez's mother follows Spoelstra's ex-wife on Instagram. And there's a lot of buzz that these two have been involved, even though Jaquez is dating a Heat dancer, one of the cheerleaders from Miami, and it's a public relationship. But then we go on to read that apparently he's given Spoelstra's ex-wife a $100,000 Porsche convertible that she's posting all over social media. We're hearing that he's bought her jewelry, clothes, handbags, vacations, that he can't go on with her. This stuff all seems like it should be taken with a grain of salt because, I mean, I'm sure she has money from being Spoelstra's ex-wife at the very least. Like, I'm sure she can afford things on her own. She hasn't been shy about posting a new story of everything he's buying her in hotel rooms at road games, consistent posts about how an age gap relationship is okay if they're quote unquote healthy until as of late. She's just become reserved about posting because people are starting to get onto this. Let's see if there's anything else juicy in here. I don't want to miss anything. But then people have like speculated like Jaquez hasn't played as many minutes this year, seems a little distance from his Heat teammates. There's a lot of he said, she said, speculation all involved, but Spoelstra's ex-wife did feel the need to come out and have a statement on this on Instagram stories and stuff. I pulled these quotes from a Sports Illustrated piece, so it wasn't like it's not nothing. People are talking about this. Y'all streets give me way too much power when shit doesn't go your way in pro sports. It's one thing for you sports fanatics to come onto my page after I made a really big life choice and talk crazy, but it's another thing entirely for you to come onto my page and harass me and call me crazy names over a rumor. A fucking story that is 100% flat out not true. While all of you guys are entertaining yourselves with fabricated nonsense, I already talked to the girlfriend, so who is the other cheerleader mentioned before, and the mom, which is weird that she has a relationship with his mom. And the three of us are over here rolling our eyes at all you knuckleheads. You don't think it's weird that
Do I think it's weird that the person who was around the team constantly, one of the women around the team constantly is friends with another one of the women who was around the team constantly? No, I don't think it's weird.
Well, Jaquez's mom is a realtor in California. She's not around the team all the time.
Yeah, but she is a woman who has a direct relation
to the team.
Who has probably been to, I mean, I would say she's probably been to a lot of the games. I would argue. Would you say that's fair? Assuming she's been to her son's games. And I would assume the other woman,
I'd assume she's
probably
been
at
to
a lot of the games. If your son's the NBA, you go.
I'd assume they cross paths. It's not unfair to say that.
People gotta get jobs. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. This is fucking stupid. Say like, I don't think it's weird that their relationship. No, absolutely not. Fucking Joe Mazzulla's wife probably is friends with Al Horford's mom and friendly and has a relationship, whatever. Al Horford's mom's in all the games, but they're two women around the team. They're two people that are friends with the team. Fucking Sam Hauser's mom is probably friendly with DJ McClay's wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is fucking stupid. I think this is the dumbest shit that I've heard. Oh my God. Touch grass, guys. People like
touch grass. Yeah.
Go make money.
Jack is out on it.
Life.
I'm
of course
somewhere in the middle. I don't know what to think. I think it seems a little far-fetched if you ask me, but I thought it was funny that it was getting enough traction online that people had to speak out about it.
Yeah, because people on the internet are brain dead. People don't have lives. Bro, the people speculating about this probably still like they live in a garbage heap in a basement at 40 years old. Like they're 14.
They're probably
oh
teenagers.
My God, get a life. They're watching like Andrew Tate and like the worst fucking bullshit known to man, and like, oh my God, Spoelstra's ex-wife, and I like, shut up. Oh my God, this is the worst part of sports media. I have no take on it. I think it's fucking stupid, and I don't care about it. That's my take. I don't give a fuck. I think it's stupid.
Oh man, what do you got, Jack?
I don't know. Rattler's congestion.
Follow that, huh?
I'm pretty like sick. Can't follow the fucking brain damage you put on the sheet. No, I can't. Sorry. Fucking what the fuck? I don't know. What list? Grocery shopping. I guess I've been out of food for like the past 3 days, and I need to go fucking. Oh, you know what? On Rat List, I'm actually upset about this.
All right.
Like I was like genuinely really sad.
Oh my God, you didn't hit it?
I know.
Was it close?
94-77.
I think
remember the night we recorded with Cam at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
I was walking around my house before that, and I just needed to walk for 5 more minutes after, but I just started editing, and I didn't think about it after until midnight.
Well, 9,400 is nothing to sneeze at. You still did a good job that day. I know you. I know how you work. I know you're a psycho, but sometimes, and I'm a psycho too. It's one of the reasons I've been wear and tear injured on and off for the past like 2 years. I hate taking a break. I hate taking days off.
Look at this.
But
like, look how fucking painful that is.
There is nothing to be ashamed of.
I was just like devastated, and I've like gotten myself around it because like it was inevitable. Like I wasn't gonna go my entire. I know. Well, I tried at midnight. I started like frantically, like very upset, walking around my house. And you can add steps to health app. So on my health app, it says I still have 10K because I'm like, you know what, this counts. It's the same day. I'm gonna add it, but it didn't update my app, and so it's just not the green bar.
That's how I feel when I like accidentally forget to do Wordle, and it's like your streak is dead.
Do you do Wordle every day still?
Yeah,
that rocks. But yeah, no, I've rationalized about like. It was inevitable, right? I wasn't going to spend the rest of my entire life doing 10K every day. So it is what it is. But yeah, I was upset.
It is understandable. The fact that you're like upset about it though, not bad. Like going to be good for motivation. This is like you looking at that red mark.
And I've hit it the next 4 days. Like I've gotten back on track. So I'm fine.
You looking at the red mark on your Apple Fitness app is like the football players that watch the other team lift the trophy, like just thinking about like how they have to be better, use it as motivation.
Yes, indeed. Also, I don't know if the rat list is a fair word. Did you see the comment on our channel?
The one that was like, I saw you at the library.
Yeah. So I didn't read that right. I read it as I saw you at Copley, which I was like, oh, you must have seen me on the train. I was like, when? Because I didn't like. I had bad short-term memory. I couldn't remember like where.
Yeah.
When I was at Copley. And they responded with, excuse me, let me find it. Let me see. They responded with, it's like hidden now. I have to go to the actual comment section. Hold please. Let me Let me take a look. So I was at the library. This is true. I just forgot that I didn't read that part. I read Copley. I say, hey, like I saw Jack at Copley Library yesterday. I was like, excuse me? And they said, were you not at Copley during a meeting with some lady yesterday? And then somebody, World Be Free, responded, he's in your walls. And I said, yes, I didn't read the library part. I was at the library. That is funny. So I was like shook. I was like, what the fuck? It was like, you saw, why, like, one, why didn't you like come say hi or like say it? Like, and two, I just asked a question. Were you like out? Like, I was by the window by the street, so maybe you like peered in and just saw me there. But like, the thought of someone seeing me in public, I was just like, oh, okay.
Celebrity Jack.
It was weird. It was very odd. But anyways.
Those watching this on Tuesday, everybody wish Jack a happy birthday. Happy birthday from HBTC to you. We wish it was our birthday so we can party too. It's your worst birthday ever though, 26.
I know, it sucks. It is funny. So I was making plans for tomorrow night and I'm gonna go like do something. And I was like, oh, what do you want to do? And they're like, it's your birthday. I was like, oh, I forgot. I just think it was Tuesday. So I was just like, oh, it's just in my head, I'm like, oh, we have Tuesday off from the Celtics. I have time to do something.
Yes.
Not like, oh, it's my birthday. And so yeah.
So those of you, well, not those of you. I actually have a like home friend that has the same birthday as Jack. And he was like, let's go get breakfast. You don't know.
Do I know them? Okay.
No. I was like, he was like, let's go get breakfast on Sunday. I was like, okay. And so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it. Like I had stuff going on in the morning or whatever. And I wake up to a message from a friend was like, so-and-so died. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Like it makes sense. Like there's a conflict, which I'll explain to you after the show, a conflict with somebody else in the group that like, I really shouldn't go if that person's there, whatever. And I was like, okay, like that person's going to go, whatever. Like everybody have fun with that person. And then the guy's like, I hope, like, I messaged him too. I hope he sees it. And like 10 minutes go by. I was like, wait a minute. It's like, this person actually okay? So I guess my friend got food poisoning. I actually like went to the hospital. I thought everybody was just fucking with me. I think he's doing better. He's back home now and everything, but it was brutal.
Was this the friend whose birthday it was, or like
it was supposed to be his birthday.
Oh my God. That's terrible.
Yeah. So we'll have to do some next weekend for him. Hope he's better.
Wow. All right. That's all I got. You got anything else?
That's it for me. Sorry, I royally pissed you off with the.
It didn't piss me off. I just thought it was stupid.
Anytime,
right.
like I really am like Emperor Palpatine. I get anybody like to get upset. I'm like, yes. Do it to my girlfriend all the time. She's like so sweet, and I'm like, she starts like getting mad about something, and I'm like, yes, keep going.
I'll get it. All right. Appreciate you for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and I'll let Sam take it out.
Yes, thank you all very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment. Happy birthday to Jack as he mourns the loss of his parents' insurance at 26 years old. It is the worst birthday. You might not be on it.
That insurance word carried a lot of weight because that would have been a crazy cut. Mourns the loss of his parents.
Wait, what, can you?
Yeah, you got to speed up your sentence there.
Hey, I talked at a normal pace. Everybody can tell them what insurance provider to go with. You can subscribe and hit the bell too. We're here with new content every single day. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps are up the morning after each game. And other videos are on the channel in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. We're also doing pregame streams a half hour before tip-off every single game. We'll do chatting with the chat. We'll do prize picks, and we'll lose. Still have yet to win a prize picks. Stay tuned. GeoGuessr is back. We love GeoGuessr. We've been playing pretty well. We're getting hot. So you don't want to miss any of it. You can find all pods or recaps there. We're doing them every single day, just like we do on YouTube. Follow the Go Right to Your Feed. Leave a 5-star review. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Big thank you to everyone who did so today. We do appreciate everybody getting those thoughts in. hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's the name of the pod. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at Jack's Money NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus. These guys are ridiculous.